Hello, I'm Magical Maiden. Welcome to my channel. So first I want to thank all my subscribers for being subscribed and taking the time to subscribe. And I want to thank my older subscribers that have been around from the very beginning, or at least for a long time. And I also want to thank a lot of the new subscribers that I've gotten. Thank you all. And I also want to say hello to those who are just looking around and haven't subscribed yet. So, as most of you know, I have many playlists on my channel, and I'm going to go through those a little, give you some updates, and have some chat. So even if you're an old subscriber that's seen most of my welcomes, stick around. So, happy fall, happy autumn. It's that time of year again where the leaves are falling, as you can see. And I wanted to get a little spooky, but it's hard. I live in the South. I live in southern Alabama. It's hard because I live in southern Alabama and it's pretty warm out. So today it's beautiful out. The sun is shining and blue skies, and I don't know. It's supposed to get to the 90s. In the morning it's okay, but who knows what it's going to get up to. It's supposed to go back to the 90s this week. So I was going to get all fall dressed like, normally I get all spooky, I wear false eyelashes, but I hate messing with the blue and everything else, so I didn't do that. And normally I wear darker clothes and more fall-like, but it's too hot for that outside. So I just wanted to say happy autumn, happy fall, and it's time for Spooktober. So welcome everybody. Now I have many playlists, like I was saying. My first playlists are updates and announcements, and that's where you'll find all my latest updates on all my latest announcements that I'll have, as well as my welcomes from times past. I have a feature video, which is always my welcome, and I change it with the seasons and the holidays. I try to update it, keep it fun instead of having the same old generic welcome. I also have my second playlist, which is jewelry tutorials. On my jewelry tutorials, I have a lot of jewelry tutorials to show you on there. These earrings and this necklace are what I've created, and there's tutorials on these if you want to go check that out. Everything's on my jewelry tutorial playlist, and I have everything from wire jewelry to beaded jewelry to using a die cutting machine to making jewelry with filigree to using glass cabochon pendants, painting them, and doing all kinds of fun stuff that not everybody does. I try to think at night, what can I create that's different but affordable and easy enough for the beginner? I also have resin jewelry. I have a 3-part resin jewelry, actually 4, because in the 4th one I give you ideas of what you can make of what I made. I give you pictures in there of all the items I created with resin, as well as the first part of it is me showing you all the things that you should use and do, and the things you shouldn't use and don't do. Then I have things, the second part is me actually pouring the resin and showing you what to do and creating your resin and pouring it into the molds and everything like that. Then the third one is showing you popping the resin jewelry that I created out of the molds and how I use a Dremel to clean it up, file and buff them, drill holes, and creating beautiful pieces of jewelry and unique and different pieces. So go check that out, as well as all kinds of beaded jewelry and all kinds of jewelry, as well as unboxing and review of some things from BB Craft, Panda Hall, and any other jewelry that I may have gotten. Now I also have a DIY crafts playlist, and in there I show you different kinds of craft to do for the home decor, for home crafting, for home decor, and some also is for holidays. Also, I show you some crafts you can do for the holidays and just little ideas here and there for you. I also have product reviews, and in there I do reviews of products I've received from companies that want me to review their products, as well as things I bought myself or got as gifts. And I put it all in there with the links and information for each piece below, and you can go check that out. I have quite a few that I did recently for some beautiful pieces of jewelry. One of them is this beautiful abalone ring. It's titanium with abalone shell inside. So, and these bracelets, they're boho bracelets. They come a package. I believe it was 7, but you should go check that out. I have tons and tons of different product reviews from all different things. So go check that playlist out, as well as I have everyday vlogs. Now I call that everyday vlogs, but I don't do them every day. I just chit chat and show you my house, holiday time, what I did on the holidays, if I went to the beach and things like that. So I just show you anything I might have purchased and just all kinds of things that you'd put in an everyday vlog. Also, I have some poetry. I also have some ASMR. And ASMR is just talking softly and doing some light tapping and tracing and reading. So I haven't done one of those in quite some time, but I did do a lot of them, and last year I think I did some, and there's some fun ones in there for Halloween. You should go check that out. I also did some poetry that's in there. It's ASMR. It's poetry I have written, a little gothic and dark, but it's what I've written in the past. So you should just go check that out, as well as I have some shorts. Now I don't like cell phones. I'm not a big cell phone user. If you're a long-time subscriber to my channel, you've heard me say that I'm not a big fan of using cell phones. Matter of fact, my husband and I share just one cell phone, and I barely use it. I don't really like being on the phone, and I don't really use that cell phone for videos or anything. I prefer a computer, my laptop. I prefer to see better. I don't use it for a camera. I use a real camera or my cam. I don't like using the cameras on the phones. I just don't like cell phones. They're convenient and easy when you need to if you're on the go, but other than that, I'm not one of those people that are addicted to their cell phones, and I never will be. And so I don't like doing my shorts on a cell phone. I do it like this, but I have good things there. I have funny little things with my cats and recipes, really quick, affordable, short recipes. So you can go check that out. I also have some copyright-free, free-to-use background loops. See, like my fall thing here? I didn't create this, but I have created some, mostly Halloween ones, some with my fireplace, and they're a lot of fun. So go check them out. They're free to use. You can use them in anything you want. All I ask is that you credit me at the in your description box. Just say, copyright-free background loop for Magical Maiden. And so they're free to use. Go enjoy them. I also have my paranormal vlogs, and in there you will see videos of me chatting about spooky stories of things that have happened to me growing up paranormal. So originally it was called Paranormal Vlogs Growing Up Paranormal. So the very beginning, so what I do in those is I tell you about my abilities and some of the paranormal stuff that's happened to me growing up paranormal. I'm clairvoyant and clairaudient. So I do tell you about that in all of those episodes. Now the first 3 or 4, I was a little hesitant to share it with the world. I don't really talk to people about my abilities because they get standoffish, or they think you're weird, or they just don't want to talk to you about it, and they think you're crazy. So from a little girl, when I was very little, I didn't really talk about it with anybody because this was in the 70s. You didn't have internet, you didn't have paranormal people walking around, the paranormal groups, or you didn't really have things on TV about it. And since there was no internet, people were more closed-minded back then about those things, and it was taboo to bring it up. They would just say you're evil, you're crazy, you're a liar, or what have you. So I really didn't bring it up. Like my close friends knew, my family obviously knew, but other than that, I kept it to myself. And I tell you all about it. Now, the first few videos, I was a little, like I said, hesitant. And I consulted because I'm clairaudient, and I spoke with the spirits and other entities, and I asked if I should do this, and they said yes, to share my experiences and my knowledge. So they said, yes, this is the right time. So I went ahead and I did it. So I seemed a little goofy and silly, but I am that way anyway. I'm a little goofy and silly. I don't want to be so serious all the time. So I like to have fun and keep things fun, light, and positive. So I was a little overly goofy and laughed the first three. And I didn't have good lighting, and I didn't have a good camera, but I persevered anyway. Now I have a good camera, and I have a ring light my husband purchased me probably after my third or fourth one. I forget. It could have been after my third one. And I have many episodes in there also sharing EVPs, but I call them conversations, because some people say that, oh, you can never get a whole conversation or a whole sentence. But it's really because most of the time people can only hear a certain frequency. I can hear different frequencies. So I can hear more of what they say, and they often say more than one sentence. But the regular everyday person may only hear one word, or like maybe 2 or 3 words. But I can hear what they're saying, and they talk a lot. So I capture what I can. I also record. I didn't know you could record. It all happened one day. Now, this would have saved me a lot of grief when I was little, when nobody believed me and they made fun of me because I was telling them about all the voices. Everybody thought I was crazy. And how do you prove that, right? If you're the only one that hears these things, how can you prove it? Well, we weren't, like I said, this was the 70s. When I was little, the early 70s, so there was no internet. People didn't walk around with a tape recorder. You do realize that tape recorders back then were big and bulky. We still had, this is the early 70s, so you still had the reels. I know, I'm ancient. And we also then later had the little Panasonic ones that you press, and then the little red one my sister had, different ones. We had those 3. And so people didn't walk around with these big bulky things recording. And cameras weren't big then. You had flash cubes you had to purchase. You had to go develop your film. So people weren't doing that like today. And there wasn't a lot of paranormal shows on TV. There was a few things like In Search Of, or this show that I can't even find on streaming, The Sixth Sense. With that guy that was on Mission Impossible. I can't remember his name. He had gray hair. Anyway, there wasn't a lot of information out there. And as a child, I always wondered what it was. But I take you through all of those things in my paranormal vlogs. So one day I decided, after my cat Butterball recently, well, not recently, but it was in 2015, my cat Butterball passed. And this might have been maybe weeks afterwards, and it was in the morning, and I was having my coffee, and I was sitting on the couch, and I decided to use an online free recorder called Vocaro, because you could save it to MP3, you could save it anywhere you want, you could email it. So go to Vocaro, it's really good. So I was drinking my coffee, and on a lark, I just hit the record and I asked, it was Butterball happy and at peace? And a voice said, yes, he is. And I didn't even have to put headphones or earbuds in. I heard that super loud. I'm like, wait, what? I got it? I got it on record? Because keep in mind, I haven't used really my clairaudience or clairvoyance in a while. Because, you know, when people make fun of you and pick on you, you kind of just don't use it so you lose it. Because we all have certain abilities, the real humans, not the NPCs. And, you know, basically you lose it. So, anyway, I caught it, and your abilities are dormant and you have to use it, and the more you use it, the more they come. So do water scrying as well as capture conversations. Now when I capture the conversations, I don't give you the whole thing because chances are, unless you're clairaudient or a medium, you're not going to hear it. So I get the best and loudest clips, put it in Audacity, clean up the background noise, and make it loud for you. That is the only thing I do. I don't alter it in any way. It is what it is. So I have many videos, and I have a whole bunch more that I have to make another video, but I'm saving it. I still have to do some editing and make a video or two. But those will be coming in this month and next month, October. Spooktober. Okay, so I have the clip where I asked if Butterball was happy, and a voice says, yes, he is. So now, while I always say use your earbuds and your earphones or headphones rather, and turn the volume up, this is pretty loud. You might not even need the earbuds. So whatever you use, earbuds or headphones, or just crank it up. I made it loud enough, so here it is. It's a voice that says, yes, he is.
Are you happy? Are you happy? Are you happy?
So, did you hear that? I played it 3 times, so I do have a video, like I said, a couple of videos coming up with conversations and clips as well, and I might add that very one in there in conversation, but you heard that, and that was the very first one that I realized I could record the voices and the people I talked to. So I also do water scrying, and water scrying I do differently than the everyday person. I'm not seeing future events or whatever, but I capture real spirits, entities, and interdimensional beings. Now when I first started doing this, I started telling people that, oh, I want to have you on my channel. And then I tell you about it, and then they want to see pictures, and then I never heard from them. Then all of a sudden they find somebody that's more well known that's suddenly doing that. Gee, I wonder where they got that from. And then they have them on because I'm not a well known person and I don't have a giant channel. And it's like, and then they have that on. So I wasted my time corresponding in emails and sending pictures only for them to be like, ah, this girl, I don't believe it, or whatever. But they wanted somebody well known. But I've been doing this for ages. And I have all my videos up, some of you may know, but I removed them. So I removed them from, not a year, but about 6 months or so. And I put most of them back, except for my really old ones, and kind of revamped my channel. I wasn't sure I was going to stay on YouTube, so I had them all saved to a USB stick. So I put them back. So my paranormal vlog's actually been on longer than the date that you see that it's been uploaded. So a lot of things I say, I knew before everybody else was saying it. So to those who remember watching it. Also, my cat Butterball that passed, I wanted a really good picture of him, and I'm like, please, you know, I've gotten a few, but I wanted a really good one. And he took this one for me. Can you see it? So that's just a little of what goes on in my paranormal vlogs. Remember to stick with it. I'm a little giggly in the first few episodes, but I'm not going to redo them. It was who I am, and I was having fun with it, and I got a little spooky. I was wearing my big false eyelashes, which I don't always, I try to do that for paranormal vlogs, but I really have a problem with the glue, and they look like bats on my eyes. I have long eyelashes anyway. So, but I do sometimes put them on for my paranormal vlogs. I also dressed really spooky. I did my eye makeup and eyebrows really super dark for some of them. I had my fake nails on. I don't do that anymore. I really don't like putting glue. If I do stick-on nails. I kind of like, I'm always doing crafts. My hands are always in water, so I can't really be bothered. So go check out my paranormal vlogs. It's a lot of fun, and get ready for Spooktober because I have a lot coming your way. And basically my channel, I try to keep positive, light, and fun. I try to give you as much content as I can every month. I do keep a little busy, so it's sometimes I can't get here, but I try to upload a lot. And I have been in the past few weeks or month. I uploaded a lot of paranormal vlogs recently, including some using my pendulum. So I show you a DIY craft about how to make your own pendulum boards, 2 different ways, and your own pendulum. And my birthday's this Saturday, so my husband bought me what I chose is a pendulum holder, this cute little cat that I'm going to show you. I'll put a picture. And it just arrived yesterday, so I put all my crystals on there, and I put a little candle, and I put my homemade pendulums. There's more notches, like I could get 3 more pendulums. And then we bought some dish plates some dish brackets to put the pendulum boards on. So this is what it looks like, and I love it. It's very cute. So I'm semi-decorated for Halloween, and I have a little lit up ghost there, but you can't really see it because it's out of the shot. So I hope you enjoy my channel. I hope you'll have a look around if you're new, and please subscribe. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and you'll click that notification bell so you're always notified when you get when I upload my newest content. As well as please like these videos. It helps me to get my videos out there and notice, and share them with anyone that you think would be interested in the content that I create, as well as comment. If you have any questions, or just want to say hello. So thank you for joining me. I have some really fun stuff coming up. I have some more jewelry tutorials. I use, like I said, filigree, beads, wire, resin, also sequences, and I have a lot of fun making and creating jewelry. I try to keep it as easy and simple for everybody and affordable. Okay, I don't get too intricate because I know that it's hard out there and supplies aren't cheap anymore. Everything's expensive, so I try to give you ideas that you can afford. Okay, so definitely check out all my playlists, and definitely please just come and say hello. So I know you're out there. A lot of people just watch my video, they don't click the like, they don't comment, and I don't know who is watching, and it really helps if you liked it, if you enjoyed my content. And I do, like I said, have a lot coming up. I have another paranormal vlog. Like I said, I have some conversations. I'm going to be doing more water scryings to capture more pictures of spirits, entities, and interdimensional beings. I have Q&As with pendulums. And I have a lot coming up because recently, even when the spirits and entities and interdimensional beings are always speaking with me, and I explain that in my videos of my paranormal vlogs. And when I'm doing videos, sometimes just everyday videos, and I'm not purposely communicating, they'll say something. And I recently caught one on my jewelry where I was making the cute cat earrings, and the spirit just said, before I was doing something, I was doing some of the video, I took a break for a minute and came back. I'm like, okay, back. And then I hear, welcome back, before I started it. And I have that coming up and lots of other things. So I just want to say thanks for visiting my channel, and remember to subscribe, and thanks for being subscribed, and thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate and love you all. So thanks for being here and taking the time to watch my videos. So I'll see you in my videos. Bye.